off camera, I did some minor work. I created a second spellbook. And in this red one, I have some offensive spells, which are similar to what we had before, but with some more options. I've got multiple levels of Smite, and a couple levels of Blast, and plenty of room to add more if I want. In my original spellbook, I have utility spells, basically, and maybe one or two offensive ones that I haven't recycled. So I still have my Tunnel spell and my Tree-Capitator spell. I created a Boying spell, which is actually not particularly useful, oddly enough. It flames me, and I bounce. But after the first, once I land, I lose most of my speed. So I can't really travel very far with it, which is, lame. And I have a improved Yoink spell, which will pick up items in a much bigger area. And I still have the old Frob spell, which lets me, use stuff from a distance. The other thing I've done, as you can see, I've given my mirror a name, I've given my wand a name, and I've named my offensive spellbook. Instead of using levels for that, I used the ME inscribers. And to do that, I will demonstrate by renaming my utility spellbook. So you take a quartz cutting knife, which we already have, same thing you use to make cable anchors, put in an ingot, and you give it the name you want it to be. So I'm going to call this utility spells. That gives you a name press that you can use in the inscribers. So we'll use this inscriber because it doesn't have anything in it. Put the name press in there. Put the thing you want to name in there. And it will inscribe it, and in the process, change its name. And now we should be able to go up and find it in the ME system. And there it is, utility spells. Also, I made a nullifier because it's not going to be very useful to keep this name press around after I've used it, because I'm probably not going to rename anything else to utility spells. So, throw something in a nullifier, hit the trash, and it's gone ski. Also, I dug out a sub-basement and used it to start putting some machines in. So, I made some more metallurgic infusers, and I set them up. Set up one for infusing redstone, one for diamond, one for obsidian, and one for steel. Just to demonstrate, I'm going to turn this machine off for a moment. Now, basically what I've done, I have set up a new XNet controller, and it filters enriched redstone and iron and osmium into this bottom infuser. There's the redstone, there's the iron and osmium, and if we turn it back on, it'll make the infused alloy in the circuits. And similarly, we filter diamond infusion ingredients into one of these, and obsidian infusion ingredients into one of these, and steelmaking ingredients into the last one. It's similar in principle to how we filtered around ingredients in our chip fab here. And also, it's more or less the same setup as how we did it in Creeping Dark back in episode 26. Also, I set up yet another controller and set up a bank to put machines on. So I've got XNet connectors in the floor. I can plonk down machines, use that to supply them with energy and to pull items out, and I have an ME cable here that I can use to put interfaces on top of the machines. So I've got the enrichment chamber here as our first machine. We're using that to automate. That's not it, that's not it, that's it. We're using that to automate stuff like this enriched redstone. And similar stuff. Also, I brought a whole new XNet router down here. And we have a router connected to routing cable, which connects to the upstairs router. So now these two routers are connected. So anything hanging off this router can connect to the rest of the system. In fact, if we look in this router, you'll see local channels hidden by the UI, because fuck me. Local channels here. This is stuff on the controllers connected to this router. And then we have remote channels, which is stuff connected on routers elsewhere in the system, which in this case means the one upstairs. So, just as before, I can connect our channels on this router, like our power channels on these two controllers, to the power channel on the remote controller, just as if they were all on the same router. In fact, we can run this router cable anywhere we like in the base, and hang a router on it, and with that you can pretty much expand the system without limit. So now that we've got our mechanism stuff unlocked, let's work on breaking into a new dimension. And to do that, we need a spirit tree. The speed from the fling spell combined with the Sojourner Sash gives you quite a bit of walking speed. I almost don't need the glider anymore. So here it is. Spirit tree. We could vein mine the bitch. That's probably not a great idea, because that happens. We might want to take these guys down one at a time, rather than vein mine a whole tree full of them. So you can see, holding these souls in your hand that it drops makes you hungry. Book way around that, stick it in a bag. You know, after I just went and said I shouldn't vein mine it, fuck it. We have AoE attacks. Cooked soul heart. That sounds disgusting. You know what the smart thing would have been to do? Put it in the dank. Then it would have just gone into there as I picked them up. Free soul sand. I'll have that. First thing we need to do, we need to get these bits of ancient scrap. And if I can recall correctly, we can just smelt them into ingots. So, in you go. Then we need to make a block called Decay. Sounds yummy. It's basically some of these souls with some netherwort and netherrack. Unfortunately, we do not have a lot of netherwort. We make netherwort. We can get out of blaze rods. That sounds like the hard way to do it. Apparently this warped wart works as well, so... yoink. Take some of the netherrack out of here, because we will need it. Let's just shovel all this crap into the ME system. Oh, we're out of glowstone. Lame. Commence with the yak shaving. There's some glowstone here. Ow! What? What did I ever do to you? I suppose I can... Can I reasonably fling myself up there? Ha! Ha! Do I have a Silk Touch pick? Yef. 15 seconds of slow fall, so... yoink. Okay. Stoled. Now, if I recall correctly, you can shovel this glowstone into the, enrichment chamber, and it will break it down into 4 glowstone dust each. So, let's program the system to make what we need. It's going to be rather complicated. I may have made a slight mistake here. If I'd read my own quest text, I would have noticed that. Thankfully for us, leaves didn't decay. Let's make 1 batch of decay. Now there it is, that's that quest done. Now the other thing we need to make dreadstone. We have everything we need for it, except these dreadstone blocks, which we make from dread cobblestone, I guess, which we can make from decay and stone. We need to make a nether portal-shaped portal out of infused dreadstone, which means we need 10 of them. Do we have the materials we need? Yes! As a matter of fact, yes we do. And this is why I programmed the system, because I didn't want to have to do this calculation myself. Now, one more thing we need to do. We need to purify one of these souls. To do that, we need some mechanism machinery. We need a chemical oxidizer. And we need chemical crystallizer, for which we need some upgraded control circuits. Fairly simple matter. Advanced circuits, made with basic circuits and infused alloy. Elite circuits are made of advanced circuits and reinforced alloy. And ultimate circuits are made of elite circuits and atomic alloy. Better go check and make sure I haven't fucked this system up. Sure enough, I have. I never did program the filters to make atomic alloys. Lame. There we go. I de-stupided it. So here's how this works. Here's the crystallizer. I'm just gonna borrow. Just going to borrow this power cable, because why not? Why not? Also, we'll need some gas pipes. And if I've set these up correctly, yes. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to take one of these souls. We're going to dissolve it. We're going to dissolve it in the oxidizer. There we go. It's now dissolved. And it has a stupid name because I was too lazy to give it a proper name. Yes, this is one of the pack customizations. So, what we do is, should put this tube down, it should immediately pipe that gas into the crystallizer, which would crystallize it. Now we have a purified soul. And with that, we need a soul and steel. It's like a flint and steel, but more evil. The speed from the splink...